business partner of Airbus previously used on other defense and space division campaigns. Organization 1 was already in good standing with SMO International. However, it had no prior affiliation with Consultant 4 or Consultant 5. Airbus used Organization 1 solely as a pass-through entity to obscure the involvement of Consultant 4 in sales transactions. Organization 1 did not undertake any third-party business activity in Ghana in connection with the 2011 campaign to sell 2 C-295s to the government of Ghana. Under this scheme, on 20 March 2012, Airbus entered into a contract with Organization 1 to provide business partner services to the C-295 Ghana campaign. Although the agreement was signed on 20 March 2021, it stated that the effective date for the contract was 1 January 2010.
Great. Shaha, special prosecutor be administered. But you see, for purposes of time, I mean to go into details. Now, look at all the arrangements in consultant. All of them came in that light. Consultancy services now, one more by say but guess what? All of them were boxing there. Bribes no baby fire. But you see, say one kind report name who said esimesi or bentini around me buy and one more buys, of course, so many business people. So Obia Baba consultancy in Yanakakrawako has been told to Ghanaians say, oh, Gemma, when you are president, you know, when you are yes, so and so, we were fancy the way uncle when is into Wominano, won't be good mass on baby disc. No. Titraquania Airbus, a consult each one of them be purposefully to be able to see to a very transaction be able lead to say Ghana bet me a purchase a fence Airbus transport plane. Now this is the whole picture you need to look at. Now, Abrantibia sending a message to her. Oh, unfortunately. Now, say, Nerefi said, or say, Rainy, or say, you talk about this Airbus issues when you were at Net2 against Mama. It's true. Say, who joining in chair? Those are my car, if not last week, said, me, plus all the media houses, see, tears in shame. And me and Messiah explain here, say, the reason why, say, all of us, we were limited with information to tell the real story. Because the movers and the shakers of the system, and we're not ready to come forth with information. No. Two, in penny for Airbus, a year, and a course for Crown Court, or London, or also, or my title, United States, the same. Until now, offer information. Scanty information on media banana near the age, which was not giving much credence to whether or not. Which is that? A biome statutory institutions now, you bet me a man on my info or my investigations, a put to closure to these cases, were denied opportunity. Any other Martinami Dubai, Martinami do the better, baby. Kisi Jabini will be and the frog, no, the length of the frog. Into you when we are, then I say, none on us here can I say, and let's come and set the records for me. This is me. Ya kaditia mahama enu nchese nti enenso yensa mekintia no nipa nyesa yakopon pesa come truth what you know now we all know and know the truth. It's yanka yanuntum. That's why I'm spending time to bring this very issue way out for Ghanaians, including myself, to appreciate the fact. Folks, it's your and a Kisi Japanese Kisi SA Kosubium, be another angle, and it's also worth knowing about this whole facts finding. Take a listen to him one more time.
Signed by Airbus Defense and Space Management, and it noted that Organization 1's operational address was in Ghana, despite the fact that Organization 1 was a Spanish company operating in Spain. Under the agreement, Organization 1 will be provided a success fee for the C-295 aircraft sale. The success fee was calculated to be approximately 3 million euros, a similar amount that had been promised to Consultant 4, which was 3.5 million euros. Pursuant to the agreement, Between March 2012 and February 2014, Airbus paid in excess of 3.5 million euros to Organization 1 in Spain. The payments were authorized by SMO International. Thereafter, Organization 1 transferred money to the account of the company owned by Consultant 4 and Consultant 5. Organization 1 took a percentage of the money prior to the transfer. In total, the company owned by Consultant 4 and Consultant 5 was paid in excess of 1.8 million euros in May 2012, relating to the 2011 sale of two C295s to Ghana. Consultant 4 later claimed 71,000 euros was still owed to him related to the sale. In February 2014, Airbus management at SMO International and the Defense and Space Division sought to extend Airbus's contract with Organization 1 related to a subsequent campaign to sell C295 aircraft to Ghana. Airbus compliance staff rejected the extension request and required that a new contract be signed. In March 2015, a request was submitted for Organization 1 to be paid 1 million euros for the sale of one C295 aircraft to Ghana. Consultant 4 subsequently demanded from both Airbus and Organization 1 payment of 1.6 million euros in connection with the 2015 C295 sale. Additionally, on or about 28 March 2012, Airbus made political contributions in the amount of 62,000 euros to a Spanish foundation related to agricultural development in Ghana. This contribution was not initially disclosed to the US authorities. Airbus subsequently disclosed it out of abundance of caution. No direct link yet has been established between those political contributions and the relevant C295 sales has been identified to date. Airbus admitted, accepted, and acknowledged that it was responsible under US law for the acts of its directors, employees, and agents in the DPA, and that the allegations described in the DPA are true and accurate. Airbus also accepted that the facts were established beyond reasonable doubt and that the facts took place.
So, Shensemwa Pape, Obu Bossusa, Kiseja Miano Funfumo, on one way an investigation. This is a landmark case. 5 solid years, a fee and yenya closure to this Airbus case. And one yemu bonsha carpets nas ni nyanesa. Maybe. Oh, the media house in have gone to bed. They are wondering, catching up something. They don't do media, no. We are not doing Ghanaians the kind of service we should as a significant political actors. OSP, your kind Obiati here. But when Vince or Santo Asubim, they ain't no work account. Listen to him again.
In respect of the investigation of the OSP. Now, the OSP investigation. Notwithstanding the definitive pronouncements by the UK and the US courts on the accepted culpability of Airbus beyond reasonable doubt for bribery in relation to the sale to Ghana of C295 aircraft, it was imperative that criminal investigations be carried out by relevant Ghanaian authorities for several reasons. First, relevant investigative authorities in Ghana did not participate in the investigation in relation to the acts that refer to Ghana. It was carried out by the SFO of the UK and the DOJ of the United States. So the President's 2 February 2020 referral to the OSP is a testament that Ghana officially became aware of the global investigation into the conduct of Airbus by the SFO, DOJ, and the DOS, and PNF after the fact and after the coordinated 31 January 2020 judicial pronouncements. That is to say, by the time Ghana came in, the global investigations had already been concluded. Also, the UK and US judicial decisions only establish criminal culpability in the context of the laws of the 2 jurisdictions. It does logically follow that the acts accepted as proved beyond reasonable doubt in the UK and the US amount to criminal offenses in Ghana. To rely solely on the UK and US decisions without more as proof of criminal culpability will be akin to seeking to enforce the criminal laws of the UK and US in Ghana, which is impermissible. Therefore, the UK and US court decisions cannot of themselves be the only index of proof of criminality in Ghana. That is to say, the Republic cannot hope to successfully mount criminal prosecutions on the back of the two foreign court decisions. It has to be shown, beyond reasonable doubt, that the acts amount to criminal offenses in Ghana. Then again, the above detailed account of the outcome of the investigations and court decisions in the UK and US shows that the deferred prosecution agreements did not include or cover the referenced individuals. The agreed settlements were reached by the UK and US authorities with Airbus only. Indeed, the UK court stated in paragraph 6 of its judgment that, quote, the DPS provided a mechanism by which an organization, being a body corporate, a partnership, or an incorporated association, but not an individual, can avoid prosecution for certain economic offenses through an agreement with the prosecution authority, end quote. Similarly, the US DPA regime provides no protection against prosecution of any individual, regardless of the affiliation with Airbus. On this score, it seems that Airbus accepted criminal culpability for bribery for itself and also vicariously on behalf of the referenced individuals, including its employees, agents, business partners, and Ghanaian public officials, and that the referenced individuals appear not to have been.
Special prosecutor now nearly at the right on its head. Or say then, Airbus for non cassa at a point and so on admit the kind of bribery journey one would take here towards all subsidiary one, whatever subsidiary two, consultancy one, consultant two, and all of that. Omajia two. Now, when my dear, all China Simno or say, so we UK investigation a cohort, any America house investigations a course. Some investigations we now were done without bringing on board the investigative bodies also in Ghana, or if you like, bodies as well. No. So, how can you say, oh, first of all, if you want to exercise jurisdiction with Ghana, DNT now be ye to say, SF no UK no, ube SF for Ghana, ube ye free mo. Why don't you bring us all on board to investigate? After all, say issue is about us here. So, bisa on say DNT and as our court America do UK do, when Ghana. Edumakuni na efrimu no omo ye omadia wie no omo se ombeto toto ne obigu ya se ye nsom ne ye de ebe ya so we na kire wo se enema pi na ankoye e wo saadum na we have to go over all again and for Kisi Ejaben to take the time to go beneath and search for all of this. It's really an uphill task. And for him to do this investigation and produce document. Now, folks, maybe why? Because yes, way at their sign Ghana man penny so now setting the benchmark. What it means is that President Awutia Kunya so create my investigate. Oh yeah, Akufo-Addo. Yes. You bet me investigating man a year. Was setting the benchmark. A former president has been investigated and no adverse findings against him. OSP face you or making some very shocking revelations that you need to hear. Listen to him.
Further, from all that I've stated prior, it is obvious that the identity of the reference individuals was not disclosed in both the UK and US outcomes and court decisions. The UK court explained the reason why it redacted the identity of the reference individuals to the effect that there were ongoing investigations in respect of a number of individual suspects in the UK and outside UK. Thus, it was appropriate to protect the rights of the suspects to a fair trial. In addition, some of those involved in the relevant conduct were based in jurisdictions where there were human rights concerns and the death penalty existed for corruption. Further, intermediary companies used were often made up of a few individuals, Therefore, naming the companies will therefore be tantamount to naming those individuals. Consequently, it was prudent not to prejudice potential criminal proceedings and revelation that could potentially lead to action or the imposition of a penalty which will be regarded as contravening Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which prohibits torture and inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. Therefore, it is compelling that investigations be carried out by relevant Ghanaian authorities to ascertain the identity of the referenced individuals as direct subjects of the investigation for closer scrutiny of their actions, and to determine whether the acts committed in Ghana amount to criminal offenses, and whether the acts committed outside Ghana would amount to criminal offenses in Ghana if they were committed in Ghana. Therefore, the Special Prosecutor, upon determining that allegations of bribery are within the mandate of the OSP, and that the referral and the judgments of the UK and US courts raise reasonable suspicion of the commission of corruption and corruption-related offenses of bribery of public officers and the use of public office by public officers for private profit, authorize the commencement of preliminary investigation into the matter in accordance with the laws governing the operations of the OSP. Investigation was commenced by the OSP in February 2020. I wasn't the Special Prosecutor at the time, you know that. But it was concluded in June 2024 when I was the Special Prosecutor. So from February 2020 to June 2024. The investigation focused on the individual described as Government Official 1 by the UK court and described as Dual 1 by the US court. The individual described as Intermediary 5 by the UK court and described by the US court as Consultant 4. The individual described as Intermediary 6 by the UK court and Consultant 5 by the US court. The individual described as Intermediary 7 by the UK court. The company described as Company D by the UK court and by the US court as the company owned by Consultant 4.
What was it? Amayama is on Oklahoma. I said to him, what the back gun are? You be dear, send me minus one. You know, you be for set. See a sentence. Woman or maybe so South Ponina is one. It doesn't warrant to say, you're not sentence. It's not the acquire jurisdictions and what can be applied. So, problems we now we needed to diversify it well. Why? As you say, Ghana, I send you all the Baha, and yet you say your best sentence will be to them. But on maybe Sudan, your best sentence will be to them, depending on corruption related issue. Now, Kisi comes back and say, describe the an intermediary 5 by the UK court and then the consultant 4 said, take a listen to him one more time.
Associated with the individual described as Intermediary 5 by the UK court and Consultant 4 by the US court. Other individuals who are Ghanaian public officials and politically exposed persons. On 7 February 2020, the Special Prosecutor triggered the Mutual Legal Assistance process under the Mutual Legal Assistance Act 2010, Act 807, which governs mutual legal assistance in respect of criminal matters under an agreement or other arrangement between Ghana and a foreign state or a foreign entity. The Special Prosecutor's request, channeled through the Central Authority in Ghana under Act 807 for onward transmission to relevant authorities in the UK and US, in particular the SFO and the DOJ, was designed to obtain admissible evidence relating to the allegations of bribery of Ghanaian officials in the C-295 aircraft purchased from Airbus, and the establishment of whether any proceeds of the corruption and corruption-related offenses were transferred to Ghanaian officials. The mutual legal assistance process continued well into 2023 when I was a special prosecutor, the duties paused the process between 2021 and 20 December 2021, pending the outcome of an ongoing UK investigation. The OSP established, through independent inquiry, the identity of the subjects of the investigation. Though the UK and US courts muffled their identities, we deem it necessary to reveal the identity of some of the individuals owing to the very heightened public interest in the fact that the conduct of Airbus was held by the UK and US courts to be aimed at courting undue favor and advantage from Ghanaian public officials and an elected high government official in the sale of C-29 aircraft to Ghana, and the persons held to be closely associated with or the conduit of the courting of such undue favor and advantage. And also, in light of the occurrences in the context of the investigative and prosecutorial actions of the Ghanaian and UK authorities past 4.5 years. So, the OSP confirms the identity of the following individuals. Government Official 1, Individual 1. The individual described as Government Official 1 by the UK court and Individual 1 by the US court is John Dramani Mahama. He is a citizen of Ghana. He was the Vice President of Ghana from 7 January 2009 to 24 July 2012. He was the President of Ghana from 24 July 2012 to 7 January 2017. His tenure of office as the Vice President of Ghana coincided with the time frame of the UK and US investigation of the first Airbus campaign for the sale of 2 C-295 aircraft to Ghana. His term of office as the President of Ghana occurred during the UK and US investigation time frame of the second Airbus campaign for the sale of 1 C-29 aircraft to Ghana.
Afi special prosecutor said, or say nneɛma ne keka kɔ ba yo kosini o kofahi o America or London no wɔno bedru we a wɔgye office na no hu sɛ no ma yɛntwerɛ nkɔma enwumakui the British Crown Court, the US Court ne yankasa so yɛnye nkrata no na afi yɛnso yɛntena ne yɛnye investigation. Now special prosecutor koji jinkrata we na no afi as wo ye investigation afi and obe identify a nipa na wo mu esan say wo hwe the British US court no mo rulings ni bi ni mu a wo man hwe dan to nipa ni din say kodwo kwame say no, they give them code names. Government official 1, government official 2, nimne sa anyo. Now it was up to no OSP, the special prosecutor, to now ascertain the code names for these individuals. Afi no di ye be wie no afi odi ye kofie obetoto omudin maako mienu miensa John Mohammed ye pie ye be kofie na fi wachre edien ene wonam aye tie ni ye okire bi na ukogina bebi no waka asem na waka ni ye na obi empagyaw amfo wanhwe fom kwa afi obabe explaining intermediary 5 consultant 4 or Yahwaya. Take a listen to OSP.
Intermediary 5, Consultant 4. The individual described as Intermediary 5 by the UK court and Consultant 4 by the US court is known both as Samuel Adam Mahama and Samuel Adam Foster. He is a UK citizen and also a citizen of Ghana. He is a younger brother of the full blood of John Dramani Mahama, former president of Ghana, referred to above. His birth name is actually Samuel Adam Mahama. But he was adopted from Ghana and taken to the UK in 1972 by a British missionary couple. He assumed the last name of his adopted parents, Foster, at age 9. He lost touch with his Ghanaian family until 1997. Intermediary 6, Consultant 5. The individual described as Intermediary 6 by the UK court and Consultant 5 by the US court is Philip Sean Middlemas. He is a UK citizen. He is an English television and radio actor and businessman. He is a close friend of Samuel Adam Foster, otherwise known as Samuel Adam Mahama. Intermediary 7. The individual described as Intermediary 7 by the UK court is Leanne Sarah Davis. She is a UK citizen. She is a partner to Philip Sean Middlemans, referred to above. On 30 April 2020, the OSP requested the assistance of Interpol for the issuance of a red notice for the apprehension of Samuel Adam Foster, also known as Samuel Adam Mahama, Philip Sean Middlemans, Leanne Sarah Davis, and Sarah Feno, the spouse of Samuel Adam Foster. The red notice was published by Interpol on 10 July 2020. On 13 May 2020, the OSP sought and obtained warrants from the Circuit Court Accra for the arrest of Samuel Adam Foster, Philip Sean Middlemans, Leanne Sarah Davis, and Sarah Feno. In the general scheme of affairs, the Interpol red notice of itself is not an arrest warrant, and it is insufficient to secure the presence in Ghana of the non-resident subjects of the investigation without an accompanying request for extradition. The OSP is not a body mandated by law to request the extradition of suspects from foreign jurisdictions to the Republic. Thus, we could only rely on the agencies mandated by law.
OSP, look, Utumi say OSP ne Torneboise meticulously gave the roadmap, thematic arrangement, followed sequential. One, here OSP identify all the code names in the Ghana situation, in the narrative of Ghana, in our story, in our jurisdiction. OSP now said, yes, identify each of these code names. One, two, and also to be able to ascertain whether or not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 personalities, what have you done? 3, establish whether or not our jurisdiction here to prosecute them. 2, at the point also we issue red alert. But then again, question remain. Some of the Nipa Omuwomuno are not Ghanaian citizens. That also demands that he said, a day to me bang and on OSP no obetimi aden a prosecutor because I'm crofon e binimunya Ghana for yet one be boa Ghanaian counterpart no Emma one money Airbus for your business ti asem ye somebody like Philip Sean Middlemans or nye Ghana ni were a British national broadcaster television whatever but wababe boa Ghana ni mana ye business be as our business no somehow enya no ho nkrabate bi akwetia Ghana say ni pay OSP or jurisdiction wahana. However, so we issued the red alert. So the OSP in his wisdom or CDM, he would only have to rely on those bodies out there to see where he can place a foot and get these individuals properly investigated and then make a ruling. Wow, and ye juma no ayemresa Ghana no yete da sabrewa de ho. Now, get 2020, OSP no oyeden utu anamobi no 2 year. Yen take his age aben. Take a lesson.
Can you beat your chest and say it?
In July 2020, the OSP sought through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration and the Ghana High Commission in the UK the voluntary return to Ghana of Samuel Adam Foster, otherwise known as Samuel Adam Mahama, for interviewing by the OSP, since he is a citizen of Ghana, apart from the fact that he is also a citizen of the UK. But these efforts were unsuccessful. There was a pause in the investigation between November 2020 and July 2021, where there was no substantive special prosecutor. The investigation resumed in August 2021 after my assumption to office. By July 2022, it had become obvious the mutual legal assistance was yielding precious. The OSP interviewed former President John Dramani Mahama on 5 January 2024 in Accra. On its own, the OSP located and interviewed Samuel Adam Foster, Philip Sean Middlemans, Leanne Sarah Davis and Sarah Ferno outside Ghana in March 2024 in the presence of their counsel. Don't ask.
Folks, this year for the part 2. Boom, it's my OSP now. More fast our portion, page 518, 519. More fan 2 screen is mame. Folks, OSP na ye juma pa. OSP no, wa ye juma. Pa. Sa enipa wenim na wuti abobo mudin. Hwe Adams Mahama nom ne hwahwan ne nasefo ya ebisu kra wo mu a oye Ghanaian citizen or san so ye UK citizen eka ho. That means oye dual. And design pay special prosecutor kwa kofana bagana no about be prosecutor. Do you know the diplomatic route ebetimi dia bagana any UK entemwana? Because the OSP will be questioned as to whether or not or exercise jurisdiction is saying. And the OSP must be able to exercise jurisdiction. Yes. Obiti said, Philip Sean Middlemans. Obe exercises jurisdiction. He's a UK citizen. But why ye be a ekunya den etia eye Ghana any yenny manema folks. Who can we appreciate the Herculean task, the uphill task, the challenging, the difficulty that leaks around the special prosecutor Kisi Ejabin? May I say, finally, say, this Airbus scandal way, I think, remain one of the colorful job of one Kisi Ejabin. Why ya? Eshe enunyam papa. Ebusian for why ya de Kisi ebo abaso. Ebo abaso papa. So, we are say the nipa na ye no moma emu ne kure enye den enna ho wa ye adwuma papa se wetimi aye saade we say ye ne kure say na John Mahama edi nsemoni bi a Kisi Ejabin would have to just come and say it clean easy. But so far ene patu akaka kre bi by Wednesday no mubehu say afi ora John Dramani Mahama so Jademudio Adams Mahama Middlemans and anybody be our kahwa one more AD Ghana in this transaction teku kapre ekomunsem a yebehu se bibia so anko munsem so yebehu we yakọ kombeka sa ha ya anum titim fichiro oh kwaku yetua ne kaso o mese adwuma we over the weekend mitie otu bia ye di free US ba also kwaku kwaku die chale akwa MPP ni bia ro se kwaku esi ada se Mahama Jema so ne ko enakra na John Mahama mini rade mini me bia John tio kwara papa se mi so teacher homes mini ne door the gate na mini se medru ho ana se menru minim da meko ho nyesa the born is o ba me kwa den on so me kwa akuvu adufia so e se be we Ghana man peni nti me ko John Mahama Sufia but man ko ho nso e. But the only time I obey BBC no na chese as see etumi ka kire o se wakọ ho akoye BBC say nti mfa nti chese no kribia woni de men fe ma bonten koso a ne di bone ne sa yemwa ye ni ye ho bone ye di bone ye nom bone ye dware bone ye trimu odin bone tia ye ho enura wo campaign manifesto launch na mo the Airbus air campaign on. Meanwhile, munimpa say special prosecutor ye ora Kisi Ejabin office was established by MPP. Na enyem wani wo say once the special prosecutor no momotia ben mu amonko no yet special prosecutor ne etumidire edwumedi bia mo de share ne sa no ode ne kra ba beto amamo. Enyem wanwa. Folks, this marks the part 2 of the special prosecutor fact finding. Of course, just about 50 minutes gone past the hour 9. This is the front line. Investigates.
The day of reckoning is here.
Great, folks. This is the Frontline Investigate. Of course, we're bringing you many parts, many angles of the special prosecutor's fact finding. And here, the part two news abro ye be nyomum. Afi prosecutor the kufi or the kufi or the quarter bone we be ubia din so kaneno me ameka ho bie na ye discuss issue ya oh and a government official one or why and umpono Ghanaian media with just you could see say all the time yeah journalists could stay a while longer on it. Near grasping the idea, say, to an wine, to an wine, a saying intermediary, so, or a wine, ye did this, so name Quissy here. The report means seminar BP. Folks, my man can come on message me and sorry, so. Or say, Brakweku, there is this issue that none of the TV station is discussing. And I keep wondering, if it is so, it's the 74 million Ghana cedis that I presume has to be paid on an unregistered as well as expired drugs imported into Ghana by Tobin and Co. Initiated by Messiah Akufo-Addo and Prem-Pair Chambers. This issue is a bit confusing. From what I understand, the current CEO of FDA, Delisi Darkon, sparked the investigation in 2013. According to her, whatever happened leading to the seizure and destruction of the drugs was a mere allegation. Why did she allow the action to take place? I don't know. I haven't followed that issue, so I may be very biased if I have to speak on it. Yeah. Good evening, sir. Please keep doing the good work. I'm Daniel from Achimota, Abofunu, with my wife, Alice. Auntie Alice, only Daniel, Michiamo, Papa. It's been a while. We all say thanks, bro. Well, say, Bra Kweku, or say, with all due respect, I want you to help me to understand something here. Why some of top journalists and most public figures, including why? Including A+, then 2016, were disgracing, insulting, calling him incompetent, corrupt president. And all those who did campaign against John Mahama are all confessing and apologizing to him. Why? From say Kenya, Accra, Wager Blog, no, they buy. I know this day would come where all true Ghanaians will freely tell us the truth. M.A. Baumia, and I yes, I say, Baubi is my name. No, Bia Ubi is my name. CTV all the way. I cannot figure out me pronounce Udini. Okay? Good evening, boss. Please kindly tell your technical team to be up and doing. The sound always tends to be bad whenever they are done showing the document. MZR for the mate. So, good evening, Kweku. Good work. Thank you for educating us. Keep on exposing them. More fire. Watching you live from Spinters, Bachuna. Yeah, one for Udin. Amber. My name is, okay, well, I'll say, my name is Aluta from Kaswa ECOWAS. Hey, Aluta and Paluta, which one you find? Okay. Hello, Kweku. I am thrilled to express my joy and relief upon hearing the news of the CPP presidential candidate's resignation. It's shocking that he contested multiple presidential elections as a British citizen, evading the Electoral Commission of Ghana's scrutiny. His actions compromise our country's safety and integrity of our electoral process. Kweku, thank you for exposing this issue. Let's continue to demand transparency and accountability from our leaders. Echo Thomas, watching from Tema. 4. I say, I am dismayed. The NPP played Mike Tontus. Quote, we are going, unquote, at their lunch, despite their elite demolition his building. The irony is staggering. The song foretells their own downfall. Shameless, heartless. Thank you for exposing these hypocrites. And we are no more. We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know we will. No more bowasie. Yaw, show honey tramame. Wednesday, na me fanya me nyoma. Na mo bo. Atonto dan makwaje. We budeni na egum. Dan mo ebu egum. One side of Nasase Ghana gas for so akwaje. But we are CD Boni say. And trust me, if Ghanaians vote for Baolaya, trust me, this country would end of days. The reason why they want Baolaya to power is to cover their shame, the corruption that has exposed them. That's why these people wanted to come to power. Their plans would come to naught. This is from Akwesidua in Ashanti region. God bless you, Mr. Annan. I know Ghanaians are chasing the elephant in the bush on Osunedia or they messages. Love you for your boldness. You are among the few journalists who are not ashamed of telling the truth as it is. More fire. Osofo Eric, Millennium City, Kaswa. That's where my base is, Millennium. Yeah. Also the MPP manifesto, plagiarism, now check revealed that 62% of the content was AI generated. The 16% was copied from NDC's 2020 manifesto, 12% from NDC's 2024 Youth Manifesto, and was original. Well, say, I think it's time for Ghanaians to elect a new party aside from these NPP, NDC. Good evening, Kweku. This Mike Amasewa Tuntus caretaker about the Matuntus wife property. I heard that all the games are being fronted for Baumia, but we are still fighting it, and surely they will lose. That's one of the reasons why I would also do everything possible that they lose the election 2024. Ose Baumia and the area boys claims to be men have nothing for the country at all. Ben watching you live from Tema community. 5,000 Devils Island. Also those misinformed party faithful about Airbus. I wish that when the table they should do the same. Thieves, Ben watching you live from Tema. Okay? Who share me from Ireland? Kweku, your team members behind the scenes should do a good job. I don't know if they sometimes become absent-minded. Great job. Mate. Moshe soro no mo yesi madwini ni de no so. Okay, my name is Prosper. Ivor, I'm watching live at Ashaman, Washington. Dr. Baumia can never and ever be the president of Ghana. And Ode Abba. We all say, good evening, Brother Kweku. My name is David Deku, and I'm watching your show from Nungwa, Coco Beach. God bless you for your good work you're doing. All right, great one then. Salam alaikum, king of lie. Start give Ghanaians 419 promises. Ghanaians vote for NDC. John Mahama, inshallah, something like that. They made to me a kind of good evening, please. Does the vice president know what is happening on the ground? I think they are not giving him the right information today. This tomorrow, he that is the vice president. Is the vice president in this country or different country? Because he speaks, is he not in? I'll say, good evening, Kweku. God continue to protect you because, as an investigative journalist, bringing the hidden truths to light so as to inform and educate the people of this country by risking your life. I am Florence Flozy from Ashalabutri. Florence, God bless you for... I'll say, good evening, Mr. Anna. God bless you for the good work. Anna, please listen to this lady. Who is this lady now? Okay. Good evening. I think all the media houses can say and talk the way they say it. I promise you, Ghana will change. I am Benjamin from Accra. Good evening. I am Mandy. Nice show. I understand that some messages are annoying, but you are being unnecessarily rude. Check that. Mandy, messages it's stressful. Also, we are grateful for what they have done. We appreciate it, but we need visionary leaders. New type of Baumia. Okay, good one. Kweku, your vice president is really a joker. Look, as we are speaking, the Baga Dam, I'm sure you want to say the Polygo Dam, is open. Oh, you're talking about the Baga Dam. Bagri Dam, of course, that's the Bagri Dam. It's open and destroying our very people crops in the north. Wicked vice president, God, yes. Bagri Dam, no, INSMP. Yao Yamba, I'm going to say this on air. You are to look through your messages and report what frontline should follow. A lot of messages, Yao Yamba, executive producer, a lot of messages you need to follow up and report accordingly. You are not doing it. Good evening, Kweku. Also, you are great from Oblogo. And ordinary, let's do things right. Kweku, may God strike all these leaders of lies. Amen. Good evening, Bra Kweku. Anan. For the good job you are doing for Mother Ghana. Baumia and the liar and the very arrogant. Is this what we want? Ghana and as Kwanzaa. DC no di free buy. Dr. Annan, God richly bless you abundantly. I say, it seems like this man, so-called Bao liar, is out of his when he's going to say something. Why so many promises to Ghanaians? This man was deliverance, Cornelius, Ahoga, draconian. Okay? I say, I am Frank from Rialso. I like your dress for today. Mama would win, hands down. My dress here, thank you, bro. Kweku Anan. Or say if we are serious as a nation, we will not allow Baumia to play with our minds with his persistent lies. To me, our nation doesn't have any values. Or say we the citizens lack apprehension for the future, and that is why our leaders take us for granted. I am Solomon Crouch, aka Don Jaguar, from when Latabia question. I salute you, bro. Yes, Don Jaguar. Oh, it's a message in the daso. What kind of sentence? Neat. To try neat. What kind of woman? Folks, me the musia say. Me the musia. Another bunch of messages. On Wednesday, you had the special prosecutor. Your friend saying part 3 ebeba. Now, basis with Yemen American special prosecutor is speaking. Has John Mahama take bribe? And now one bribe. Baby, as some of our copying piano, your bedroom was said, folks, this has been, of course, tonight we went out front. We were on the front line show. Of course, with the great guys, gave me the production. I'm to Papa, so Ruby X, Ekahu, Mosa Jaguar, Hodnam, and Fin, so Bestmark, Ekahu, Biomina, Sasa Jaguar. King's online editor, Yenejuma, come. Yao, Yamba, and so to Tune Jumano say, water to. And Kusi ewa password and the money you almost folks, and then the guys out there, Kofi Ansah just buried the father and is back in the capital, Accra. And then Enoch Kofi Ejiri is also out there in the western region covering a whole lot of stuff, and of course his way to Accra. Kofi Yankopon from Medras from the owner of family. Same time I hope say Wednesday Beba on your side. Now Wednesday interesting. Interesting. Yes. But folks, forget about all of that, folks. This is all that Ghana has for us. Let's all together build Ghana and make Ghana a better place, all right? for today and the future. Yati said 250 million. Is it $1 million? I'm not saying. Sikebia yira. That's a canary bird is whispering. Ayira e watch in a palace ho. Yes, nana says sikebia yira. Yes, mum fight asamene meto ni into me mode roni ye. Sikebia. Nana. Asemu. Folks, this has been the front line with Quick One. Until same time, Wednesday I come here. We have a good night.